Hello everyone, welcome back to Full Grown Gaming's Let's Play of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Unfortunately, I need to do a lot, or maybe fortunately, it depends on how you look at it. I have a lot to do in this episode, so I'm going to begin by cutting it out until I get back to the Temple of Time. And here we are. Now, I want to get this off my chest right now. It's ridiculous, but last night, I was just sitting there, editing a video or something, and I bit my tongue really hard. So if it sounds like I'm talking a little bit weird, it's because I can't feel my tongue hardly. But here's Sheik. Hopefully she'll teach us something else. You destroyed the wicked creatures that haunted the temple and awakened the sage. But there are still other sages who need your help. In order to awaken all the other sages, you must become even more powerful. You must travel over mountains, underwater, and even through time. Well, I've already done that. If you want to return to your original time, return the Master Sword to the pedestal of time. By doing this, you will travel back in time 7 years. The time will come when you will have to return here quickly. I will teach this to you for when that time comes. The song to return you to the Temple of Time, the Prelude of Light. As long as you hold the Ocarina of Time and the Master Sword, you hold time itself in your hands. Kyle, we shall meet again. Is she gonna do that awesome Deku Nut throwing thing? Awesome. I've always wondered how that exactly works. Like I had mentioned before, Impa actually does that same exact thing. And obviously, Sheik obviously learned it from somewhere, so hopefully we find out before the end of the game where she learned that, I guess. Now, the next place I want to go is actually Kakariko Village, and I'm actually going to cut it out till I get there, because like I said, really long episode. And here we are in Kakariko Village. I mean, I don't think... Oh wait, yeah we have. I was going to say, I don't think we've been here since we've turned into an adult, but we definitely have. I think it was like the first place we went, pretty much. Now that we have the bow that we got from the Forest Temple, we need to go back to the shooting range and try our hand again at a shooting challenge. If you guys remember when I tried to do the slingshot minigame, that was not too pleasant. And you know what? I didn't really point out here how weird this guy looks. That's just... I mean, I'm not a really judgmental person or anything, but that's kind of disgusting. Let's go ahead and play this game. 20 rupees per play. I guess the price inflation hasn't affected Hyrule at all, because I'm pretty sure that's how much it cost when we played it the first time. So far, so good. There we go! I can't believe I got it! Only took, what, 4 times that time? Now here we have a big quiver. Now we can carry 40 arrows, and I like how it fills up. Now we need to go to the House of Skulltula, because how many Skulltulas do we have now? 53, which is, plenty more than 50, I guess. And now we can get that piece of heart that I've been talking about. Now I wonder which one of these guys we haven't talked to yet. I think it's this one right here. The curse has been broken! Thank you! Here's a reward for you! Alright, piece of heart. Unfortunately, that wasn't enough, I don't think, to get a whole new, heart container, but I think I'm gonna guess we need 2 more. Alright, man, I'm on top of things lately, it seems like. Now that we've done that, we've got pretty much everything I can think of to get from Kakariko Village right now. We can pretty much continue with the game, except there are a couple of things that we need to do before we actually go to the next temple. And the first thing that we need to do is actually go back to Dodongo's Cavern. Because if you guys remember when we did that, you know, the Dodongo Cavern episode, I talked about, and how did that not hurt me, by the way? He touched me and it didn't take any life away. We talked about the Scarecrow song, but at that point, we didn't have the Scarecrow song, so I couldn't get that, whatever it was up there. I think it's a Gold Skulltula. And also, by the way, if you didn't realize, there are now rocks or boulders falling down the mountain here. It wasn't like that when we came here the first time, obviously. And I think it's kind of cool how you can come back to Dodongo's Cavern as an adult. I don't think you can go back to the Deku Tree without glitches, and I don't think you can go to Jabu Jabu's belly without glitches. So Dodongo's Cavern is the only one that I can think of that you can return to as an adult without actually having to glitch the game. And I kind of like that. And another thing that I just thought of, and I don't know why, I think it was just because my brother and I were talking about it yesterday or something like that. I like how in Banjo-Tooie, let's go ahead and play the song here. I think I got it right. Yep, not too hard. Anyway, in Banjo-Tooie, at the beginning of the game, you can actually go back to Grunty's lair or whatever, but you can't do anything in it, really, other than go in the first room. So I thought it would have been cool if you could play, or just, like, walk through Grunty's lair as, you know, in the sequel. So, by extension, I think it would have been cool if you could, you know, return to all of the dungeons that you could go in as a kid as an adult. Now that we've done that, I think that is no, oh man, I almost forgot. If I had left here and crossed it off my list, because I thought I already got it, I think I also mentioned it when we were in here the first time as well. Of course, that would happen. But there was another Gold Skulltula that we need to get, and it was back there in that room. I think it was in the room with all those bomb stairs in it. And I just noticed, by the way, that all of the, you know, buttons are still pushed from when we were here before. And even the mouth to Dodongo's, you know, lair or whatever in there is actually open. So I wonder what happens if you go in there. Aw, man, we gotta do this thing again. But if we go back into Dodongo's mouth and try and go fight him again, obviously he's not gonna be there. But I wonder if we can make it all the way back down to where we actually had to fight him. And if so, I wonder if that teleport is still down there where the, you know, to get out of it. Alright, now we made it up here. I decided to just speed that up because I was tired of seeing that. I've seen that cutscene 500,000 times. I'm not sure, actually, if you can get that, or how to get that Skulltula over there. Alright, guys, after some finagling, I finally figured out what I was supposed to do. I had to leave the dungeon, come back, go up the elevator thing, and then come back here, because I was wondering why the stairs weren't resetting when I went through that door. It turns out you actually have to leave the dungeon for that to happen, and then by extension that means you actually have to come back in the other way. So what I did, just a long story short, I went out of the dungeon, came back in. I've actually never gotten this Gold Skulltula before, by the way. I went out, came back in, rode up the elevator, that pillar thing in the main room, and then I went just backwards through the dungeon pretty much until I got back to that room. That way, the elevator, or not the elevator, the, what's it called? Those stairs are actually going to be there, like, not down all the way. Like, basically, if you haven't activated the stairs by using that bomb flower, they'll still be up like that, which allows you to, you know, go high enough to get the Gold Skulltula. I think you can come back and get that after you have the long shot, but I would rather just do it now, because after I finish the Fire Temple, I'm not sure if I really ever need to come back here for much of anything, so like I said, might as well get it done now. That was one of the more tricky Gold Skulltulas I can think of in the game that I have ever, like I said, I've never gotten that one before, so it took me a little while to figure out how to get it. Now, there's going to be an easier Gold Skulltula in here, luckily. If it was nighttime, it'll be here. If it was daytime, I'm gonna have to go back out. I can hear scratching, though. You can see it's, like, right there on the edge of that thing, so let's go ahead and take him out. And there we go. Now, if you guys remember that one episode when we were in Goron City, I had to take out that rolling... oh, he's on the floor above me, and there's a rolling Goron here again, except this one's a whole lot smaller and a whole lot faster. And if he comes near you, he will change direction, so he's even harder to get than the first one. So I'm gonna go ahead and try this. I thought he was about to knock me over, but like I said, this one's a whole lot harder in my opinion than the first one. Finally! There is no reason for that to be that hard, but how could you do this to me? You're Ganondorf's servant! Hear my name and tremble! I am Kyle, hero of the Gorons! Well, that's weird. You have the same exact name as I do. What? Your name is also Kyle? Then you must be the legendary Dodongo buster and hero, Kyle. My dad is Darunia. Do you remember him? Dad named me Kyle after you because you're so brave. It's a cool name. I really like it. Thank you. Kyle, you're a hero to us Gorons. I'm so glad to meet you. Please, give me your autograph. Sign it to my friend, Kyle of the Gorons. Oh, I guess it's not a good time to ask you for this. Please help everyone. My dad, Darunia, went to the fire temple. A dragon is inside. If we don't hurry up, even my dad will be eaten by the dragon. Oh man, I didn't get to read any of that, but basically we have to talk to him about some stuff. So let's go ahead and ask him about the dragon that he was talking about. A long time ago, there was an evil dragon named Volvagia living in this mountain. That dragon was very scary. He ate Gorons. Using a huge hammer, the hero of the Gorons, boom! Destroyed it just like that. This is a myth from long ago, but it's true. I know because my dad is a descendant of the hero. Oh yeah, stop your crying. So let's go ahead and ask about the Gorons. Everybody was taken to the fire temple. While my dad was out, Ganondorf's followers came and took them all away. All of them will be eaten by Volvagia. That's an unfortunate name, just think about that. Dad said that Ganondorf has revived Volvagia. As a warning to those who might oppose him, Ganondorf is going to feed them all to Volvagia. Dad went to the fire temple all by himself to try to save everyone. Please help, Kyle. I'll give you this heat-resistant tunic. And here we have the Goron tunic, which allows us to go into the, the temple, or not the temple, the Death Mountain crater without actually having to worry about that timer. So now we can actually go get that one heart piece I was telling you about. I'm not sure if you can get up there without having to go all the way back. I think there's a thing in here. Yeah, I think you can actually pull this statue out, and I think you actually have to now that I think about it. There we go, it moves. And I'm surprised you don't need some sort of maybe the silver gauntlets to move these things or whatever. But apparently this was Darunia's secret way into the... Oh man, I forgot to equip my tunic. Apparently this was Darunia's secret way into the, what do you want to call it? The Death Mountain crater. There we go. And now we get our first, clothes change in the game. We've been going through a whole... Well, actually, that's not entirely true. Rauru changed our clothes. I think I've mentioned that a couple of times. Now here, it took me forever to figure out what to do. I mean, it looks obvious. You just shoot it, and that's, you go over there. And that is what you do, but when I was playing, I thought for sure that I was going to fall in that lava right there. So I didn't even try that for a while. It took me a little while to figure it out. How is Sheik able to come in here without a Goron tunic on? It is something that grows over time. A true friendship. A feeling in the heart that becomes even stronger over time. The passion of friendship will soon blossom into a righteous power, and through it you will know which way to go. This song is dedicated to the power of the heart. Listen to the Bolero Fire. Not sure if that's how you pronounce that word either, by the way. Not a really big music guy. There's just something about this song. I don't usually talk while they're playing the songs, but there is something about this song that just seems more powerful to me. And there we have the Bolero of Fire, or Bolero, or however you want to pronounce it. To me, that was one of that's one of my favorite teleportation songs in the game. Kyle, I'll see you again. Is she gonna do that Deku Nut thing again? Oh, she's burning alive! Oh, but what happened there exactly? Does she have the power to, create flames? Apparently she does. I don't know of anyone else that has that power in this game other than me with Din's Fire. So whoever that is must have, Din's Fire, I guess. Now here we have if we use that warp spell, we'll be here. Also up there is that heart piece that I was talking about. So I think I actually need to go turn into a kid again now that I think about it. Right there, that is the fire temple. But there's 2 pieces of heart I think I need to get. There's supposed to be, excuse me while I look around for there's supposed to be a patch over here where we can plant a bean. Let me go ahead and try and find that real quick. Guys, I think I've just had a massive brain fart because I think those patches of sand actually disappear when you become an adult. So what I need to do right now is actually go turn back into a kid, play the Bolero Fire to come back here and plant a bean and a bug in that thing, because there's a Gold Skulltula and you can actually ride it. So what I'm gonna do, there's a whole lot of cutting out that I'm gonna have to do. I need to go buy a bean, and I will meet you guys back here as a kid to show you what to do with it. And here we are, guys, back in the Death Mountain Crater. As a kid, I went and bought a bean, and here is that thing I was talking about. Like I said, that's not even there when you're an adult, and I was wondering why, you know, where it could possibly be. Let me go ahead and plant a bug here first, because if I remember correctly, there should be a Gold Skulltula here. I'm not sure if they're in all of those. It seems like pretty much all of the bean plants, there's going to be a Gold Skulltula in it. Come on. There we go. Okay, so at least I didn't come in here in vain. Now I need to plant a bean in there as well, and then I'll come back here as an adult and show you where it takes me. And back to the Death Mountain Crater as an adult. Now it feels so much better as an adult because you don't have to worry about burning up. Let's go ahead and take a ride on this bean plant and see where it takes us. I hope it takes us over. How am I not dying right now? Alright guys, got that piece of heart, but now how do I get back down? I could warp if I need to, but it looks like I can just jump right here. And here I am again. Now, there was another piece of heart, like I can get that right now. I think I can jump off this magic bean plant to get that, but I'm not going to take my chances. So before this episode is over, I'm going to go get that, so I'll see you guys in a second. And I've made my way back here. I feel like I'm cutting out a lot in this episode, but it's really not necessary. I think I've shown you guys how to get in here before, but now that I have the Goron tunic, I can actually just carefully hang off the edge there and fall down into the area where that heart piece was. Like I said, could have gotten this as a kid, but I was not going to take the chance of dying, and especially burning up in the crater by running out of time. That is a very embarrassing way to die. And I think this is going to be another heart container. Alright, yes it is. Now, I'm going to warp. I like how the place I want to end this episode is right there, but I need to warp to get over there. And as soon as I get over there, I like to let you guys listen to the songs and stuff like that, because I know if I had never heard these before, I would definitely want to be able to hear them. But as far as this episode goes, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and end it here, because as far as I know, I've done pretty much everything that I need to do before I go into the Fire Temple. And the Fire Temple is actually one of my favorite temples in the game, so I can't wait to do the next episode. So I want to thank you guys for watching this episode of Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, and in the next episode, we're going to be taking on the Fire Temple.